Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to do this stroke reveal animation inside After Effects. This effect is really easy to do inside After Effects, and I like to use it when I need to add movement to my logo designs. So let's jump right into Adobe After Effects and get started. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create a new composition, and we're going to call this Ignite Animation. And I'm going to leave my parameters just as they are, 1920 by 1080, 30 frames a second. And I'm actually going to change my duration to 10 seconds. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to bring in my logo. You can bring in a Photoshop file. In this case, I'm going to bring in my Illustrator file. I'm going to drop it in right here in my projects. And you want to make sure that you bring in it as a composition. And we're going to hit OK. It's going to create a composition automatically. So I'm going to go into my composition, and here you'll see that I have my layers separated. One layer with Premiere Sports and one layer with Ignite. So this is something that I did when I was saving my logo to bring it into After Effects. Is I like to think about how I'm going to be animating the design, and then in that case separating all the layers that are going to be animated separately. So what I'm going to do next here is create a new solid, and I'm going to make this solid white, and I'm going to hit OK here. And I'm going to bring that solid down to the bottom. Okay, so the next step from here, once you already have your logo in here, is we're going to select the part of the logo that we are going to be animating. You want to make sure you have it selected here on your timeline, and then you're going to be going up to your pen tool up here, and you want to make sure that the little icon for mask is selected. Now, what it'll look like if this is not selected is that the icon is going to have a little star instead of a mask. All right, so immediately we're going to start drawing in the direction that we want our logo to come in. So for example, the eye, I kind of want this eye to come from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to create one single stroke like that. And I'm actually going to be creating several strokes. So the eye is only the beginning here. Next, I want the G to be animated kind of in this direction here. So we're going to be bringing in this just like that. Maybe this needs to go out a little bit. This, and then upwards like that. Close it up. Then I'm going to hit Command and click anywhere here on the screen to get out of my stroke. So then I'm going to begin another stroke here. Again, click that, and another stroke here, just like that. And notice how every time you create a new stroke, the line changes color. That means that you are creating different strokes within the same mask. Just like that. So what we're going to do from here is we're actually going to bring in the effect that we're going to be using. So we're going to head over here to our effects and presets, and we're going to be looking for stroke. Under generate, you'll see the effect stroke, and we're going to drop that right into our layer that says ignite with all of our masks. Okay, from here we're going to click on all masks, and then on paint style we're going to select reveal original image. Okay, from here we're going to mess with the brush size until our full logo is revealed. So I'm gonna go pretty much all the way up here to 50. And I think that's good. That looks like our logo has been revealed all the way. So from here, we're going to animate the end parameter here. So we're actually going to move forward in time 1 second. We're going to create a keyframe. We're going to go back to 0 and put this at 0. So now when I click play, you see that our effect is coming in and it is fast. So I'm actually going to move down to 2 seconds and then see what that looks like. Okay, so that is essentially the effect, but of course you can see that we're getting some haloing around some of these letters. So we're actually going to start editing some of this out. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I am not exceeding my width here. So I'm actually going to knock this down to around 47.5. And then I'm going to go letter by letter. So for example, the I here is kind of bleeding into the G. So I'm going to move this up just like that. And then the part of the G here is bleeding in big time into the rest of my letter there. So I'm going to be bringing that in just a little bit. So let me move the stroke down just a little bit too. So we're going to leave it like that for now. And we're going to mess a little bit with our parameters here. And again, as you work through this, you'll start to kind of gauge what the brush size needs to be. So for example, I came back down to 36.5 and the animation is going to be moving really fast where, you know, these little things are probably not going to be noticed as much. But if you're like me, then I want to make sure that it is as close as possible to perfect. So here we go. Again, we're going to be adjusting this stuff as we see fit. So that's looking pretty good so far. And then let's see, the crossbar on the T is okay. It's not too bad, but okay. So next up, we're gonna just make sure that all of our letter is covered up just like that. This line up here, we actually need to bring it down because it's bleeding into my letters up here. So I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And let's see what that looks like from here. Okay. And then my top line is doing the same thing. So I'm just going to move it up just a little bit. And then now let's check it out. So that's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it as is for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to easy ease my end time. I'm going to easy ease my effect here. From here, what I really want to do here is I actually want to hide this Premiere Sports, but I'm going to copy it, right? And I'm going to go to where it says Ignite Animation. This is where our main animation is going to be at. We just animated our vector landscape. So we're going to drop that in here. And then we're going to paste our Premiere Sports layer into here. So now we have our Premiere Sports layer in here along with our Ignite landscape animation. So from here, guys, we're going to create a copy of our landscape animation by hitting Command D or Control D on your keyboard. And then we're going to push it over just a few frames, let's say 3 frames. And you're not going to see a big difference here. There's nothing happening. And I'm going to create one more copy and move that over another 3 frames. So here we're actually going to look for a fill effect. And we're going to drop it in. And the reason why it is coming in and filling all of my layer there is because I have this white solid behind it. So I'm actually going to hide the white solid for now because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to change this color to orange because orange is one of my favorite colors. And then I'm going to do this fill back here on the second layer. This fill is actually going to be white. And then the first layer is that slate. So that's what it's looking like. And I'm actually going to bring in the white solid here on this layer so I can see what I'm doing. And there we go. So now we play it. You can see how it comes in. I think the white kind of gets lost behind that white. So I'm actually going to turn this into like a gray. So let's see what that looks like. That's much better. That looks really cool for it just being a quick animation. It really adds some motion here. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to be animating this Premiere Sports. I kind of want this Premiere Sports to come in before it finishes right here. So I'm actually going to bring this all the way back here. And I like the way that it pops in, but we're going to take it a step further. So I want it to come in right at 3 seconds. So we're going to hit P for position. We're going to create a keyframe, and then we're going to go back in time to around 220. And I'm going to be bringing this up right there, somewhere around here. Okay, so now the logo is kind of going to bounce in from the top. We're going to do easy ease on this as well. Okay, pretty good. So the next thing I want to do here is I'm going to create a shape that goes like this, kind of contouring this bottom of the G here and closing it off there. And what I'm going to do from here is I am going to set the track mat to shape 1. So now when my Premiere Sports pop in, it's hidden until it passes or until it goes in to that rectangle or that shape that we just created. So all together, it looks something like this. And I think that looks really good. Of course, you can mess further with like the colors. If you did like the white, we can leave that as white. So now, you know, it looks like it's just this tracking, this orange chasing the white, or this orange chasing the slate there. You know, you can do different colors. If you want to do like a lighter orange, that looks like it's kind of coming in there. We can do that as well. So let's see what that looks like. Actually, I think that looks pretty cool. Nice. Okay, so that was it. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please leave your questions in the comments and I'll be really happy to answer. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.